Do you remember your first taste of freedom? Maybe it was staying out past dark, or sleeping over at a friend's house, or riding your bike to the mall. One of my earliest memories of experiencing freedom was at a pizza parlor. They had a couple of tabletop arcade games, Pac-Man and Asteroids. And I must have been 4 or 5 years old, and I begged my parents for quarters to hit the machines. And while they shared slices of deep dish pizza, I stood hunched over the screen, steering my spaceship through an asteroid field, trying to survive. And yeah, I was within view of their table, but in my mind, I was free. I was on my own, and I had choices to make. What game to play, how to play it, and I had control over the outcome. And that small, simple moment felt powerful. So today, I want to talk about freedom, choice, and how they relate to one of the most essential masculine traits, leadership. And as men, we often forget that we have the power to steer our lives in the direction that we want them to go. So in this video, I'm going to show you how embracing your freedom and making deliberate choices can turn you into the leader of your own life. Part 1, the freedom we forget. Let me break this down into something very basic, eating lunch. Now, as an adult, you can decide to eat whatever you want. And I know this sounds obvious, but a lot of us get into our heads and start creating barriers. We say things like, I shouldn't eat there because it's not healthy, or I should save money, or even, I've never been there before and I don't want to go in there all alone. But if you really think about it, no one is stopping you from doing what you want. The only thing holding you back is a set of self-imposed rules, or worse, imaginary rules that you think others have placed on you. Okay, so here's another example. Maybe you're unhappy with the way that you look, but you've grown up with the mindset, I shouldn't spend a lot of money on clothes. So instead, you're constantly self-conscious because you're wearing things that were less expensive, but you're not thrilled about. And again, no one is stopping you from changing your image. You have the freedom to go out and purchase whatever you want. You might say, however, but it's too expensive. And I'll say to you, you still have options. You can use a credit card. You can dip into your savings. Now, that might not be a good idea, but if you still want to, I want you to understand that you are not completely cornered. Making that change does not have to be so far out of reach. You just have to want it badly enough to make it happen. Now, the same goes for improving your life. Do you want to join a gym? Do you want to work with a mentor or a coach? You can figure out how to make that happen now. The reality is most people don't make changes because they simply don't want it enough. One of the breakups that I experienced that changed my life came from choices that I made that led to the relationship's demise. And at the time, they felt like mistakes, but they were decisions that I made on my own, even if they were self-sabotaging. I was behaving weak, I was indecisive, I was all the things that I tell you guys not to be. And looking back, those decisions brought me to where I am today, having a deeper understanding of both men and women and why we do what we do. Part 2, freedom and leadership. Now let's tie this to leadership. A lot of men say they want to find a woman who will follow them, but they can't even lead their own lives. They're soft when it comes to sticking to a schedule, whether it's at work, sleep, or play. They waste time, they get lazy, and they fail to hold themselves accountable. I mean, think about this. How many times have you told yourself you're going to go to bed early only to spend hours scrolling on your phone? Then you wake up tired, unproductive, and frustrated. How can you lead when you squander away your freedom with a lack of discipline? Leadership starts with you. It's about making choices and sticking to them. It's about setting a clear direction for your life and holding yourself to a standard. So get specific about your direction. Leadership requires clarity. So for example, a man might decide, I want to move to San Diego, build a career in tech, and become a man of my word. Someone who sets goals and sees them through until I've achieved the life I envision. Now that is specific, that's actionable, it's a clear target. So ask yourself, what is your direction? What's the vision that you want to move toward? If you can't answer that yet, it's time to sit down and figure it out. Without a direction, you cannot lead your life. You are just drifting. Part 3, how to steer your life. Here's the best part about freedom. You can start steering your life right now. First, take responsibility. Understand that where you are today is the result of your choices. And that's not a bad thing. If your choices got you here, then your future choices can take you anywhere. Second, define your direction. Where do you want to go? What kind of man do you want to be? If you're not clear on this, you're just drifting through life. Third, make decisive moves. Stop sitting on the fence. If you're in a job, a relationship, or situation that does not align with your goals, it's time to make a change. And I know this firsthand. I was in a filmmaking job at a company for 3 years, and while it gave me a lot of experience, I realized the job had its limits and was not going anywhere. So I decided to quit and go out on my own, and that decision propelled me into a life of independence and taught me how to fend for myself. Part 4, embrace challenges. Freedom doesn't mean life is easy. In fact, true freedom often comes with hard choices and challenges. But every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger and refine your leadership skills. Here's what I want you to take away from this, okay? You have freedom and you have the power to choose. But with that power comes the responsibility to lead. And that means leading yourself first and then others. So stop waiting for perfect conditions or someone else to give you permission. You already have the keys. So what's one decision that you can make today to steer your life in a better direction? It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's deciding to wake up earlier, or maybe it's hitting the gym or approaching that girl that you've been noticing. Freedom is a gift, but leadership is a choice. Use your freedom to lead your life, and you'll not only transform yourself, but inspire the people around you. So here's what I want you to do next. If this message resonated with you and you are ready to take action, then I want to invite you to join my new free community, Club Scoundrel. This is the place for men like you, men who are serious about self-improvement, taking control of their lives, and becoming the best version of themselves. Every week, I host a live call where you can ask me your questions directly and connect with other like-minded men who are on the same journey. This is your chance to get real guidance, share your experiences, and build a network of brothers who've got your back. So you can go ahead and click in the description to join Club Scoundrel. It's free, and it's where you'll start turning ideas into action. All right, guys, that is it for this one. I will see you in the next video.